If you were to take the test on your website, would your website pass or fail? Find out. That's this week on Think Tank Tuesday. Hi, I'm Paul Potratz, and welcome to this week's Think Tank Tuesday. So last week, I just got back. I had a dealer group. It was doing their annual conference, and they said, hey, Paul, come out and speak to all of our managers and our CPAs and all that and talk about what's coming up. What are the new trends? What are the things we need to be doing at our dealership? So, hey, if you want me to come out and speak at one of your annual conferences, just pick up the phone and call me. I'd love to be there. But anyway, so what we did as far as before we went out, because this is a really large dealer group that has about 80 stores, and we said, let's just dive in. Let's do some homework. Let's make sure that when we go out and we talk about really makes sense and it can hit home. So guys, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but you know I told you I was going to do a video about it. But anyway, so we looked at their websites and they failed. And the reason is because their websites are basically like everybody else's. So let me kind of dive into it a little bit. So let's assume for a moment that you personally, that you're shopping for something. Let's say that you're shopping for, let's say, a boat or golf clubs, whatever. Just put your own spin on it. So when you're shopping, what are you really doing? And don't say, oh, I'm looking at price. No, you're not. Not yet. You're not based on price yet, because I'm talking about higher up in the funnel. What I'm really talking about is customer behavior. What is the behavior that you're actually following as an individual? Could it be justification? Yes. Think about it. Justification. When is the last time you went to purchase something and you said, I don't know if I should be buying this. Should I be spending money on this? And you're like, well, Brian has it, so it's all right for me to spend the money, even though I really shouldn't be spending the money. But justification plays a huge part. Actually, it's in every part of a purchase, whether the purchase is $4 or $400,000. Justification. So on your own website, talking about justification, let's take a simple test. But let's break for the commercial first, and then I'm going to give you the test.
We've not only seen an increase in the people coming in and the leads and opportunities to sell cars, we've seen record-breaking months, including doubling our sales over a year prior to the last few months.
They're really looking at for maximizing my business and also giving me a good return on my investment.
I would highly recommend them to any dealer that I know that's not in my area.
Okay, welcome back. Are you ready for the test? Okay, great. So let's take the simple test on your website. So if you went into your website, is there anything on there that could justify a purchase? And think about the triggers that can justify a purchase. What are some triggers? Let's think about that for a moment. How about as far as product reviews? Don't get that confused with as far as reviews about you as a business. Oh yeah, you did a great job. It was easy. It was an easy buying process. You've been in business for 50 years. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. When we're actually buying a product, not a service, a product, we want to know reviews about that product. Let's say you went on Apple's website, Dell's website, Zappos website, Amazon, the list goes on. There's product reviews. Granted, on the product reviews, you don't know these strangers, but you're on there and you're reading the reviews, and what did they say? And by the way, you don't need 100% perfect reviews. You need some that's in there that's kind of got the psycho in there, the psycho person that's upset that you actually made them buy something and they couldn't afford it and now they're bankrupt. Those are the fun ones, whatever. But anyway, so product reviews. Do you have them on your website? If not, fail. You don't have justification. That's the first step. Next step of justification. You know what? You've got customers that are coming in every single day that's spending money, signing contracts, ready to buying your product. Why not use them? Why not do as far as a video testimonial? Because a written testimonial can be faked, and we really are that type of a individual that were like, I don't know if that's so true. So as far as a video review, why not get a video review of somebody talking about the product that, hey, you chose product A. Did you compare it to, as far as the competition, product B, product C, product D? Oh, you did? So tell us, when you compared it to them, why did you choose product A, which we happen to sell? Well, I chose it because of this. Okay, great. So that's what brought you back to product A. Anything else you want to tell me about product A? What's the unique benefit? What's the feature? What's the benefit? Why did you choose to buy it? And keep in mind, this is a customer that's buying this. So now that's a justification. Because you kind of think about my own habits and your habits too. For example, when I'm, out of town and I'm going shopping or whatever, I always like to take somebody with me. If I got somebody with me and I've got them buying stuff and they're spending money, I'm like, yeah, spend that money, spend it. Because if they're spending money, it makes me a little more comfortable to spend money as long as I'm spending a little less than they are. If they can afford it, I can afford it. Think about it. The customer, the actual customer behavior, the psychology of an individual is the most important thing you can ever do. It's not the new widget, the new tool, the new dynamic boom, whatever, the new Snapchat or all these different little social tools and all that stuff that's going to help you sell as far as product, vehicles, service. It's understanding why people do what they do and answering that message. Your website is a perfect tool. The average individual will look at 18 to 22 different websites. Ask yourself why. Why are they going to 18 to 22 different websites? Because they're trying to go to a website that makes them feel good to make that purchase. Because people love to spend money, but they don't like to be sold to. So your goal is to create the world's best website where you can actually make a person feel comfortable and you can justify the purchase, and you can do that with video, and you can do that with reviews, and you can do that with case studies, and you can do that with white papers. You need to get all of this information on your website so the person spends more time on your website and it makes them feel good about the decision they're getting ready to make, instead of going to all these different websites and getting themselves all juiced up, ready to go, and then they just land on the person that has the lowest price. That's this week's tip. And be sure you share this video and comment on this video. See you next week.
Thanks for watching Think Tank Tuesday. Tune in next week for more digital marketing tips from Potratz. To download this podcast or watch previous episodes, search for Think Tank Tuesday on iTunes or visit us online at ppadv.com.